Sahil, what's up, bro? Appreciate you coming on, man. It's been a minute. It's been a long time,
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man, for bringing me. Pleasure and honor to be here.
bro. How you been, bro? Like when we first connected was I think over 2020. Like what, like for me and people that are listening, like what, like describe the business that you have now, because I know like both of us have changed like so much since like in those 2 years.
Yeah. So I started with affiliate marketing, then did some freelancing, and now into purely into coaching and consulting. So I'm helping other coaches and freelancer agency owners as well to help them hit their first six figures, like 100K mark and more than that. So I'm still using organic marketing, and I trying to make it my method, a new method or a new opportunity. I call it as a reverse organic marketing,
What do you
where
call
reverse organic marketing. It's not just some sort of traditional organic marketing, it's reverse organic. And that is like I teach them inbound approach, not the outbound approach. Like with the traditional organic marketing, it's people were advising that you have to send out like 20 friend requests in a day, you have to do this, all that stuff. I reverse that, I twist it and make it reverse, where you're going to be attracting people. So it's like more of attraction marketing, inbound marketing, where you're going to be getting the leads and prospects, and then you can follow the framework to convert those lead and prospect into your paying clients.
So I've heard Dan Henry mention that term before. Basically, he talks about running ads, and then those ads attract the people, and then your mark. Is it similar to that, or totally different?
No, it's totally different concept. I have heard about Dan Henry saying about this thing, but it's totally different. Even I try to Google it and nobody else is using this concept. So I try to make it my own new method, try to kind of patent it. Let's see how it goes.
So what would be so basically maybe for somebody that's listening that doesn't know, Dan Henry has like a similar phrase. I think he just calls it reverse organic, where he says basically you're running Instagram ads, Facebook ads, ads wherever. Those
Yeah.
people come into your world. Maybe they opt into a funnel or a
Yeah.
lead magnet or something like that, and then you're using organic to nurture them and to get them on calls and everything like that.
Yeah.
What is different about like
So the
what
only
you're
difference, yeah, the only difference I can see is like basic out. He's showing or telling us to put out the ads and to retarget the people or find those people and then nurture it. How I'm doing it, I'm putting using that same similar kind of concept, but putting out your content, putting out your viral content or the attractive or appealing content, so that what attracts the people. All you need at the first point is just the leads and prospects to come to you, to your platform, whatever platform you are using. Whether you're using Facebook, then it's Facebook groups. You're using Instagram, then you need to again take care of those people in the DMs. Rest remaining part, except the content part, remains the same. So you still nurture the people, you still build out good relationship, and then obviously converting them into the paying clients. So the only difference is at the upfront. Instead of running ads, what you're doing is you're using the power of different Facebook groups. Like there are some quality groups out there, there are some premium groups. You just make yourself findable over those groups. You still attract the people, you still get the engagement, you still get all that thing. So that's what it is in short.
So basically, like purely organic, like no
Purely.
ads, no spending money. And then you're using some of these groups to where like you're creating valuable content in the groups. Those people might come
True.
to you. And then from there, you can go through that same process.
Exactly. That kind of similar process. All you have to do is again make yourself findable. Now it can be a value content, it can be a humble brag, it can be a vulnerable content, emotional, related stories, all that. There are different kinds of. You can broke down that value content into different pieces or different types of content as well, and then you do mix and match of. Sometimes you just like in terms of even the value content, sometimes just you throw 3 or 4 lines piece of content with a colorful background. That also attracts, you get sometimes 300, 400, 500 likes and engagement on that single quote that you are saying or single piece of advice that you are giving to the people. And then remaining process still the same. You still nurture them, you still bring it to your world, and then eventually converting them into the paying clients.
Yo, so take us back a little bit, bro. Like, so me and you met, I think, in 2020 in one funnel away challenge, I think. Is that correct?
Exactly. I still remember
So,
that time.
so like,
It's funny. Yeah,
but before that though, you're living in Canada right now still, right? And
exactly.
before, where were you at before that?
I was in Canada.
No. Where were you living before Canada?
India.
And that's where you were born and that's where you were raised, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I came to Canada in 2015.
And that was for school.
Yes, as an
So like,
international student.
what were you going to school for, like at that time, and why Canada?
It was a Masters of Engineering. So I did my Bachelor's of Engineering in India, and then in order to pursue my higher studies. um, it's, I don't know. In our community, you can say, or even in our family, there was thing like I was seeing my relatives and some uncles and aunts going to Canada. So since childhood, I was having this dream kind of stuff that I want to go to Canada one day. I want to go abroad doing studies and higher studies and all that. So I completed my studies, bachelor's in India. And one day I remember I was talking to my mom, and she said that how much you are making. And I was making kind of like $200 a month at that time in India. And she's like, how are you surviving over there? I said, it's okay. I'm able to afford myself. The rent
Where
is
were your parents living at the time?
what's that?
Where were your parents?
They were in India, but I was living outside. It was a different city.
Oh, okay. So they were like,
Yeah,
how are you surviving on $200 a month?
exactly. So it was like 100 was my rent out of that, and then only $100 was coming in my pocket, and that too I have to pay for my groceries, for laundry, for I was going to gym, all that stuff. Like it was barely, I don't know. Even now I'm thinking about like how I was doing it. I think I barely was living paycheck to, like it was literally paycheck, like no savings and nothing at all. And I couldn't able to afford like fancy stuff and all that, because again, my income was that much. And my mom would got upset, and she asked me like how you're surviving and all that. I said it's going okay. It will get increased month next year and all that stuff. So, and she was like, you were telling us that, or you were asking us if I can go to abroad for higher studies, and you want to go to Canada. I'm like, what are you talking about, mom? Like, we don't even have enough money. We are from middle class family. I know you guys won't gonna have this kind of savings even to pay off my tuition fees and all that stuff. She said like we can sell our family car, we can manage your first year of fees and etc etc. At that time I remember I literally cried on that call. I was like, mom, like won't gonna be possible. It's not possible. I know that from India, when you go apply for the higher studies, you have to pay 3 times of the same fees what local students here are paying. So if they are paying 7,000 a year for their college or university, we had to pay $21,000 for the same thing as an international student, 3 times of that. And I knew that for my parents condition was not that they could afford to pay this kind of money and send me over here. But still my mom was more eager to send me here to make my life better. And then we started looking for different options, like how we can get a student loan and all that stuff. And we got a bank who, so what happened, our house in India was also on mortgage, right? Against that I took a student loan. Okay, I told my dad that you don't need to pay any of fees, just get the entire $25,000 was my university fees. I said let's get the entire $25,000 student loan, so that I can pay it off in chunks after I complete my studies and all that stuff. So luckily we got that loan. I came here with like minus $25,000 student debt at that time. But again, it was not easy. Like for first 6 months, I was thinking like I made the worst decision of my life. Now,
What made you say that?
because like think about, you are coming to some country where you are first like you have to manage everything by yourself. Secondly, in India, although the job was less paying, but I was working in an office. It was a nice, really nice office, sitting on a chair, working like a boss and all that stuff, and 8 hour shift and done for the day. When I came here, I was like, now I have to study, now I have to manage my expenses, now I have to work as well, part time jobs, etc. And on top of that, minus $25,000 right on the head. It's chewing you from every day. It's like it's a load on your pressure on your shoulders. And I
You
was
already
like,
knew English?
was that?
You already knew English at the time as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Language was not that much difficult, little bit, but to understand the accent and all that, but not a big problem. But the main thing was the debt, the which I came from. Like now I have to like, I'm starting in a country not even with zero. It's like minus 25K. First I have to make that 25K, and then only I could come to zero, and then we'll start over again. I even did. I remember in the first 6 months I did my rough math, and I think it was saying like 3.5 years it would take, even if I try to save $1,000 a month every month, even if I get a good job, etc etc. I was like, in 3.5 years I'm going to be getting again to zero now. Not even to positive, it's zero.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the hard thing. It was not easy, that phase of life for first 2 years, I would say. In total for 6 months I was feeling literally that I made the worst decision of my life. Then started you getting adapted to the whole situation over here and all that. It started getting a little bit better every day, and now I feel like it was the best decision. So it
So
was that
like,
moment.
before, all right, you're in Canada, you're feeling like this is like maybe the worst decision ever. But before that, when you're in India, were you feeling, I don't know if I would say hopeless, but you're like, okay, this is the best my life is going to get. I'm going to make like 200, maybe 300, $400 a month. I'm going to have some money, but I won't have a lot of money to like do fancy things and like have
Yeah.
this luxurious life. But as someone that lives in India, this is like just what I expect. Is that was your thinking, or what, how did you feel at
Exactly.
the time?
So I was hopeless. Like, let's say 2 years I will work for this company. My $200 will become maybe $500 or $1,000. Like it won't. It will gonna become like that, and slowly and steadily, maybe I'll find some other. I'll switch my jobs. I will raise up my this income bar. All those things. It. I didn't even look at the big picture at that time. I was not thinking like, how can I make $10,000? $10,000 in India is a lot, man. Like my dad never made this kind of money, and not even going into that phase. So I was okay with like one day I will make $500 or $1,000 a month. So that should be okay and live surviving in India. That's what I was thinking. But with
So
that
like,
one call, I remember that one call from my mom changed my entire life now, I can say.
so have you talked to her? Like, what made her want to like all of a sudden like just be ready to sell everything to send you over there?
It was not all of a sudden. She might be seeing it from couple of months, so she might be seeing, like, obviously in India there is a thing like, even in the community or in your social community, like people ask like, what does your son do, how much does he make, all that stuff happens. So she might be
Like, we're not
feeling
going to be able to put him on the Indian matchmaker if he's not making.
right, eh? So might be, I'm thinking she can answer this better, but I'm thinking she might be feeling little bit of embarrassing, like my son is only making $200 a month. It was not
Yeah.
a, my other friends were, who got a good jobs in big companies and all. For me it was starting, but for them they got a good companies and they started making around $500. Their starting point was 500. For me it was only 200, because I didn't get a good job at that time. So for them 500 was like, for even me it was like, that's a dream income, 500 a month, in dollars. So I think she might be feeling like I'm not at the right point. I could have done better. So she pushed me into that, into this situation.
Side note, like one thing I think I want Americans, Canadians, people from the UK, and maybe people from Australia to realize, but more so the for me, people from America, is like, bro, if you're making like $2,000 USD and you're stressed about your life, like go move to these other countries where it's like not so expensive. You cannot
Yeah.
go, you cannot live anywhere in the US on a $200 a month salary. But there's a lot of people that are working hard, stressing themselves out. I'm like, dude, like that's why I'm always preaching so much about like stepping outside of the US. But anyways, so once you go to Canada, you're going to school. How did you end up getting into like the marketing world and all this stuff then?
It's the original. I would say the search started in 2016 as well, 2015 or 2016 when I came here. Because again, as I said, minus $25,000 was eating me from inside. Like from day one, I remember the moment I landed, the night I landed in Canada, I was I was with my one of my college buddy. So he was like, "Let's do a party, bro. It's your first day in Canada, etc., etc." What I did in return, I was like, "Bro, give me some time. I'm just trying to settle myself down. It's a new country, etc. Give me a laptop. I need to apply for some jobs so that tomorrow or day after tomorrow I can get some jobs." I was like this. He was like, "You're mad, man." And I was like, "I know my family situations. I had it's it's not easy for me to come here and do all these things. I had to find a job." They were partying around and I was sitting on a laptop and trying to apply jobs on Indeed. That's what literally I did on my first night in Canada.
Wow.
No parties, nothing. They were enjoying it, and me, I was like, "Yeah, bro, you are in Canada from last couple of months. You can have this. You can afford this." And they were like, "Let's buy an expensive alcohol, this whiskey, and all that." And I'm like, "Give me a laptop, man. I want to apply for this jobs and all." It was there in the day from day one of my Canada, but this online income search started, I think, of 5 or 6 months of me settling down in Canada and all that, and then I started looking for how to make money online on Google and all. I came to know about network marketing, came to know about some of the videos that were getting viral, and people were like flying all the money from a helicopter and all that things. I was looking at it. I was like, this is some fancy stuff. Tried my search, didn't ended up going anywhere at all. Again, every you need investment as well, and I was already kind of living in a way that barely surviving or trying to manage myself. So I had maybe ended up, I think I did ended up doing nothing at that time. In 2018 end, I've finished off all my student loan by that time. I drove Uber, I did skip the dishes like Uber Eats. I was doing three jobs at a time in a day. First was my morning full time job, then was going for even a sometimes car wash, or driving Uber at night. And
Yeah,
yeah, I saved every single penny at that time to pay off that student loan. And I remember in 2000 November 2018, I sent the screenshot to my dad. It's like all paid off. And he was like, I was not even telling him because I was paying in chunks, small chunks, and I was not telling him. I was doing online transaction through directly through my bank. And when it was final payment, I was like, "It's all done. You can go to bank and clarify, get the paperwork done, and it's all done." And my dad like called me right away, like, "Son, are you doing something legal? Like, how did you how did you pay it off?" And I'm like, it was. I wanted that debt-free life, and that I did every single thing to make it, to save my little pennies and paid off. And then 2019 I went to India. After coming back, it was only like $1,000 something around in my bank account left after the whole trip to India. And then I started getting worried. Now, okay, what about next life? I need to get a house in Canada. I remember you telling me the story on the first interview that we did. So I have to buy my house in Canada, and I have to get married. I have to give my family a better life. So I was like, let's look into that, how to make money online again. I started looking into it, got to know about one funnel away challenge at that time, click funnels, what is the funnel and all that. So, and even before that, I started doing network marketing as well in 2019. After I come back, I did got license as a insurance advisor. So, but that business model was not fitting into me. And eventually this one funnel away, click funnels, affiliate marketing came into the play. And the day on the very first challenge I met you, I remember that these people were saying that you need to get a domain to get this website, to get this funnel on. And I'm like, what do you need a domain for? How to set up a domain? And I remember talking to you, D, how do you set up a domain? How do you buy a domain and all that stuff? And we went on a call and you told me like this is the whole process and all that stuff. From that time, March March 2020, again, it's been a crazy journey, crazy ride, switch different business models. Now we are here.
it's crazy, bro. So like, dang, what was I gonna ask you, bro? Yeah, it's just like such a wild. Like, I remember. Oh, the thing I want to talk to you about. So like, it was funny because at that time, like me and you were like in the same space, but we just like we were approaching things like with a different tenacity, I guess, or a different like strategy. Because I remember like I came across Henry's program and I just went all in, bro. Like all the money
I
I had
remember,
like no money left. And then I remember talking to you and you're like, bro, I want to buy a house. I'm like, bro, you're making money. Why are you still working at this job? Quit this job, bro. So like, how did you? I don't even remember if we ever went in depth about this, but I remember like you're like, bro, I just paid off like the loans. Like I want to play it a little bit safer and like build up. And so
yeah.
you're like working this job and then still doing the like the affiliate marketing and stuff. So like how did you get to the point of like, okay, you're working and then like finally you're doing like this full time?
So I remember when how even when you told me that you invested $10,000 in a dance program. You said dance program. Exactly remember the word, and I'm like, I thought you'd invested in Dan Locke's program because I didn't know Dan Henry at that time. And I
Oh,
told you, oh, you invested in Dan Locke. You said no, no, Dan Henry. I was like, who is this guy now? So I started doing Google. I didn't have any idea about that time because our journey stage was different. For me, funnels, offers, marketing, all this thing was all brand new for me. I have no idea. I didn't know any what was two comma club and all that stuff. So you went onto that ride, which was good. But for me, I was like, can't invest $10,000 at this point. Let me make some more money. I will invest. Can you remind me which month did you invest in that? Because I
yeah.
remember my journey in the whole months.
I think it was May.
Was it in 2020
May
or 2022?
2020.
2020. So you invested 10K in May 2020. But what happened at that time, you give me the belief that people are investing this kind of money. I still remember that thing because I invested my 10K in November 2020, same year. So it took me these many months to
Bro, we were
come to
going
this
back and forth on Messenger so much. You're like, yo, let me talk to this person. Let me look at this. I'm like, bro, just you can do it. Just go for it.
yeah, I remember, man. You told me when you bought, you barely had, I think, first installment that you could able to manage, or you borrowed it from somewhere. Like you didn't have
Yeah,
the whole ten
they
thousand
had to
dollars.
turn they had to I don't want to say kicked out because they were nice, but like I basically got kicked out of the program. I couldn't make one of the payments. And they're like,
Oh,
like we see that you're working. It's not that you like you're just like not answering us, but like we gotta turn off your access to the
gotcha.
program because there's like the third payment I couldn't make. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna give you the payment in like a day or two. It was like a full month or something like that. That I
Yeah.
didn't have access to the group. I didn't have access to the program. I had to just like hustle really. So yeah, it was like
Uh,
around that time, like I wasn't even able to make some of those payments.
yeah. But you gave me, bro, the belief at that time. I would say this thing that yeah, one day I will also invest 10,000 like D did. So it gave me that belief that it will happen one day. If D can do it, I can also do it. I will just take some extra time because I didn't want to. I want to play safer, as you said. So I had a job at that time. I was like kind of saving something from there, saving something from my business, so that I can manage to make these kinds of investments in myself as well. So 2020 November, I did my first 10K. Again, I took the payment plan, broken down into as many chunks as possible, so that it won't be a burden on me. 2021 December end, I had my first 10K month at that time. Combining together, I was doing
And
affiliate
where
marketing. December 2020. I
so
made I recovered that investment in six
next month.
weeks. Yeah,
The
yeah, I recovered. But I did it all through different business models. I was doing affiliate marketing, freelancing, building funnels for people, doing technical support, and some consultancy on the side. So it took me four business models, or combining together, I made 10K at that time. Had
But
my
wait. Let's slow down for a second. Cause like there's a whole lot of levels to this conversation, bro. Like if you're saying like I inspired you, which I that's awesome if so, bro. Like to like one day I can invest 10K.
you did.
10K is a lot. However, it's a lot more compared to you in India making $200 a month. So for someone that is maybe in India or one of these countries that's listening to this, bro, like they can't even imagine, like, bro, $200, like how many years would it take you to save 10 grand if you're making 200? But so it's easy for you to say it took four business models and blah, blah, blah. But that person is like, wait, slow down. Like, how did you do it? How did you do it? So like you invest in this coach, like were
Yeah.
you just DMing people? Like how did you start getting like these clients to like start paying you?
No, once I invested in that coach, my desire was to set up my coaching business. So what he helped me in that is like starting up my group coaching program. So before investing 10K, I was doing one-on-one consultancy calls. I was selling at like $97 per hour consultancy, 297, 397, all that stuff. It was not a proper coaching business model. So the reason why I invested in him was the reason so that I can quit off my other things and can go all into just one business model, which was coaching
Oh,
consulting.
okay.
So he helped me to set up. We did a launch in November. I still remember the date. November 12th, 2020. We did a public launch and launched our first 30-day coaching program, which was $297. And I got something like 20 to 25 people into that program. And I was like, this is something. He made me rich, man. I got kind of close to this much money from all that was so low ticket, but for me, because I was getting payments like every hour or every day, I was like, somebody's paying me $300, and that in USD. In Canadian it becomes more. I was like, my Stripe account getting filled like $5,000, $7,000, all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I cracked it. I got it. Now I can charge 297. Slowly I will raise it up to 397, 497, 997, etc., etc.
They were paying you this for consulting, like to speak with them
For
live.
30-day program.
Oh,
So
okay.
what I did, I manually reached out to some of my, because I was doing one-on-one consultancy, I was getting inquiries from people. So what I talked to my coach, I was like, who are the first people I can enroll? He said, start with your low-hanging fruits. And okay, I said, let me see who are my low hanging fruits. I made a whole list of all the people who might have inquired me in the past, maybe have talked with me in the past. And I remember sending them this message: hey bro, it's been a long time since we last connected. I know you were interested in working with me or getting a coaching or consultancy through me. I'm coming up with my first brand new coaching program, etc. We will help you to make. I remember the goal was only to make $1,000 in 30 days. So I said, I'll help you to make your first $1,000 in 30 days. Let me know if you're interested to get more details. As soon as they were replying me, I was like, let's hop on a call, bro, and let's talk about it. I was going on calls and trying to just sell that $297 package. On calls, I was selling it because for me it was brand new thing. And first yes I got, I started like, man, this is working. I
You're
got my
getting
first
paid more off that call than you used to get paid the whole month in
the
India.
whole month, exactly, right? But it was only for 30 days program. So I started closing people on the calls, like went on calls. Even I remember on my lunch breaks in my at my because I was doing full time job. So in my lunch breaks, I was like, let me take this call, let me collect some money from there, and then I will take my lunch later on, or maybe I'll try to get the lunch before the call. Somehow I was managing it. I was even sometimes driving and having my sandwich while driving so that I can save up my lunch break to take these calls. I don't want to waste my lunch in eating a sandwich where I can just talk to people and can make some money from a business. So those things I did, and slowly increasing the prices. We got some results again, some testimonials, case studies, people I was producing, and now it is
What
same.
what
Okay,
was the
yeah,
30-day program for? Like what was the main thing you were helping them with?
helping them to make their first $1,000 in 30 days. That's it. How to make your first
Help
1K.
Oh, okay. With digital products.
Yeah, with so I was targeting only OFA challengers because I started my journey with OFA challenge. So I was like, let me help other OFA challengers like me who might be struggling. I invested 10K, but not everybody from my community would have this much money to invest. Well, let's start helping those people. So my offer statement, I still remember it was, I help OFA challengers bracket graduates attendees to make $1,000 in 30 days using organic marketing. That was the
Oh,
first
because like
offer.
they go through one, yeah, a lot of people go through one funnel away. People don't know what that is. It's basically ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson's program. It's really good to help you like get in like good introduction into funnels and setting up your products. But a lot of
They
people
closed
go
it.
through that. They might get stuck and like never make any money and then they just quit. They're like, oh, funnels never worked for me. So you're like, all
Exactly.
right, you went through this, you have a good idea. Let me actually help you make your first $1,000 with this.
True. Yeah, I was showing them. I was like, I'm making kind of, I think, $3,000 to $5,000 at combining together again everything. So I was like, if I can make 3 to 5K, I can help you to make at least your 1K. I was going with that belief. I was giving that. We didn't get good results out of first program, to be honest. We got, I think, two case studies only. One girl made
He
$1,100.
said two case studies.
Just two case studies out of 20 something people. And that's case studies I'm using. 1K case study. Oh man, it looks like a journey now. But those things were really helpful in my journey to give me, those were like stepping stones for me. Well, I was going step by step. I literally, my whole journey was not like boom from here to there. It was like very, very,
Of
very, very
course,
step by step, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. It was not step 1 to 10. So, but
so you were helping people get their first 1K, like, and then how did you get to like where you're at now? Like, how did the program like evolve over time?
so what happened after that? I did two batches of 30-day programs. So same, I on the second batch I raised my price to 397, only $100 more. So we run that batch again, 30-day program, and then I talked to my coach. I was like, this is, I want to more charge more and etc. So we come up with 8 weeks program. Then after that, and in 8 weeks program we started charging 797. Then we doubled it, 397, 797. So I think I ran that batch for 2 or 3 times, and then again I was like, I need to charge more again. So we made 3 months program and started charging 1997, $2,000, and then we slowly increasing that price to 2997. um yeah, 2997 was for 3 months coaching. And then I, in the middle, I did some launches, like my birthday offer launch, some big launches. I did some masterclass, a workshop, etc., etc. Like you were doing webinars at that time, I was doing masterclasses, workshops, and all the launches. uh, so till the $3,000 we did that. And after that I invested $40,000 in a mastermind. I was like, now I want to go to the next level. I want to charge something like 7,000 or $10,000 for my offer. And I knew that I had to make, I don't know, I wanted to make I wanted to break my investment barrier at that time. At the same time, I wanted to have my first 20K or 25K offer. So I talked to a guy, and he's like, we have two options: either group coaching for 10,000 or elite program for 40K. I was like, I want elite so that I can break my investment
Are
barrier
you
and
talking
can.
about in Henry or no?
No, it was not that. It was Armin. So I
Oh,
invested
okay.
in that. Yeah. So I took the option
So
of
wait,
elite
wait,
where
wait, 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 wait. He's saying like for you to invest in him, there's two options: the group or his elite thing.
he gave me two options, and then he told me the elite is more better because the group coaching you have already been through other programs. If you want my one-on-one support and all that stuff, so elite is better. I said
It's
okay.
like coaches,
Yeah.
coaches to me sometimes are like, you ever go to like a steak restaurant and you're like, what steak should I get? And they always tell you like the most expensive one. They're like, it's much better. The $100 steak is
It's
much
much
better.
better.
But
Same
okay,
thing.
so
So
he told you the elite's going to be good, which
yeah,
is true. Like you're going to get more personalized support, and he's going to
and
help you
masterminds,
build. Oh, and masterminds, he's going to help you build out a more
big
advanced,
offer.
more offer. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said like there are gonna be four physical events that we're gonna be doing in this, and it's gonna be this. So it was 36,000 US dollars if you pay in one, or if you pay in installment, it was coming out to be $40,000 for me. In Canadian, it was becoming 54,000 dollars. It's huge money again, and
It's like
I was,
twice as much as you invested to go to Canada.
yeah, exactly, right. I couldn't
Right.
even able to tell my family at that time I made this investment. I was like, they're
Yeah.
gonna kill me. They're gonna be like, "Are you going mad or what's happening? Is this even?" So I had to. I did that investment. I didn't let my family know. Even I to my wife. I just told. I said that. Oh yeah, I did some investment. She's like, I hope it's not
You were
another
married
big.
at the time, though, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It happened this year, man. Like in June, I invested. June 2022.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay, okay, okay. So wait, let's backtrack. 2020 we met, you did one funnel away challenge. You started making money during that. And
Yeah,
then November 2020 is when
20
you invested, and then you
10K.
started helping other people do that.
Yeah,
And then from 2021 until
this.
2022 in the summer, you were doing that, helping
So
people.
yeah, let me break it down more. So whole 2021 year was more of producing case studies, results, and all that, helping other people. In the process, I was making money, but I was only maximum charging 3K for my coaching for 3 months of program. Um, and in
In
2022,
2020? In 2021.
2021 end, till in
Okay, okay.
2021 end, January, on the New Year Eve 2021, we got whole family got that affected by COVID. We went outside and then we got COVID, and for the first 18 days of January, I took a leave from my work because of COVID. And at that time, I decided like I'm not gonna be going to job after that. I'm gonna be settling up using these days in setting up my business, making it more strong and all that stuff, and won't wanna go back to my job because February was my month where it was my birthday month, and I made my promise. I made a promise to myself that I'm not gonna be asking for a leave on my birthday to someone. I'm gonna be quitting my job before that at any cost. I will do. So I kept on intentionally. I kept on increasing my sick days more for the COVID. I was like not feeling better again, not feeling better again. I was like, I wanted to go nail down this business more so that I can have some savings, some kind of financial securities, so that I could quit my job because I had a mortgage to take or do. Okay, we didn't talk about house now.
We
So
can come
based,
back
go
to
ahead.
that.
We can come back to that. Okay.
Stick with the
Okay,
business.
I can just add it. No, September 2021, I bought this house, and the January was the COVID 2022. January 2022 was the COVID month, and as I promised myself, I'm not going to be going back to the job. We'll set up my business, all that stuff, whatever I'll do. So I planned my birthday launch at that time that I'll be offering something insane offer at my birthday, and gonna be before that I'm gonna be putting my papers work down and all that stuff. Did a plan, planned that whole offer, and after I went back to job within 10 days, 26th or 27th of January, I put my papers down. I was like, I'm quitting this job. And my manager, the job was not painful for me. It was good job. Like I was getting paid decent money. Nobody was on my head. So I couldn't even say like it was a toxic job. It was good job for me. Uh, so I went to my manager's office at that time. I was like, I want to talk to you. Right away got this feeling. He's like, I hope you're not quitting. I said, yeah, I want to quit. He said, is everything okay? Is everything okay? He didn't have any clue what I was doing. So he's like, what's the reason? I said, I want to start something with my dad. I want to start some online business, etc. I just made a story. And he's like, are you sure? Like, you got a house. He was aware that you got a house, man. Like, the mortgage rates and everything is going crazy with COVID. Are you sure you're gonna make this decision? So he was helping me, and I'm like, yep, I made this decision with full attention and with open mind. He said, okay. And he was nice enough that he gave me option. He's like, Sahil, at any point you feel like something is going bad, feel free to talk to me. I will give you same job at same price, same rate, same wage rate, and you can come back anytime you want. I said, I hope this situation won't come, but I appreciate this thing. And then he dropped me. So 26, 27, I put my paperwork. 4th of February was my last day. I asked him, what is my last day? And he gave me 4th of February. I said, okay, my birthday is on 10th of February. So 6 days before, I don't need to ask for leave now for my birthday to someone. So 4th of February was the last day. He came and dropped me at home even. He met my dad, my mom and dad were here. He met them and he's like, all the best to your son, all that stuff. And I did then on 8th of February, just 2 days before, I did a birthday offer launch. I launched it massively, went all in. I was full time, so I would be able to give my more attention. I was booking calls like crazy, all that. At that month, we hit our biggest month. We had, I think, 50 to 60K something in revenue at that month with 40K cash collected. And I was like, oh, now I'm getting some securities. Like, it's falling into the plate. Glad I made that decision and all that stuff. And from and then in June 2022, I was like, now I want to raise up my prices more. The launch is done.
What was the offer that you did?
The birthday offer.
Like, yeah, what were you doing at
Oh
this time?
man,
So
it
like,
was I dr- because my audience, I knew that most of my audience is in India, right? So I was like, I have to do something affordable to them. I offered 6 months of coaching at that time at $1,700 only. That's it for 6 months of coaching. But we got people in jump. We got, I think, 60 to 70 people signed up for that. So I cleared
mhm.
all those. For me, it was good to get that revenue so that I can survive or I can have a stable mindset even after quitting the job.
What
Right?
was it that you were helping them with?
It was to make their first $10,000
Oh
in
wow!
10K. Yeah, 10K in 6 months. That was the offer. Yeah,
And then most of your audience is from India.
yeah. Still,
Is that
the
something
interest.
that you're like passionate about, or is that something that just kind of happened like naturally?
It's both. I think first it started happening because again the orientation is there and that's why it's happening. I'm attracting that audience, but once these people started getting results, that become started becoming my passion now. Like I was seeing people sometimes, my students is like, can you talk to my mom, can you talk to my dad? I was like, what is that? It's like, they just want to thank you for you have changed our life in India. I
Oh,
was
that's all.
like, I still get now
Yeah,
chills
bro. I
of
mean, like the amount of money that you're helping someone make is like
it's
I don't know what
hundred
is
of
that
thousands of dollars for them. So ten thousand
like.
dollars becomes multiply by eight, it become $800,000 for them.
But wait, let's do this math, right? So $10,000, and you're making
But
200 divided by 200. That's 50, and let's divide
50
that by
grand.
12. That's like 4 years of your old income. So it's like that's a big deal, bro.
Yeah. The impact was so much high. I didn't thought about again it would turn out into this. But once these people started getting results, making more than 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K, we have client case studies where the maximum is like 203K one guy made in 10 months of joining me. So the impact that I was creating, I was like, for them, it's like crazy money. Now they are in India, they're gonna be spending in Indian currency. For them, 10,000 is like dream life. They can buy a fancy car, they can get a good house, all that stuff. They can get it. And these youngsters are like 22 years old, young guy, 23 years young guy. For them, I'm like just
How
making
are if you know the answer to this, and
yeah,
if you can say the answer to this,
sure.
how were they coming up with 1,700 to begin with?
Good point. So some people, not everybody was able to afford it, to be honest. Some people were kind of making somewhat here 300, $400 a month or 500 from freelancing. So they were, some people were doing job plus this income. So let's say they are making $300 a month from a full-time job and $800 out of here. So in total, they're kind of making $1,000 already a month. They wanted to make more out of it. Those people, for those it was easy to afford this kind of payment. But for some people, our one of the success story, he was, that guy Shubham was already in 7.7K debt in dollars, like before joining me. And I asked him, I was like, what made you join, bro? He said, because I was already in debt. I took another loan to pay off that. And I had a firm belief on you, Sahil Bhai, that you will help me, or I will make you this kind of money with you. His commitment, his belief, his determination just helped him to make. He's kind of now touching his 100K. He's already at 80 something K. And we started that batch in March. So we are talking here in December 2020. Since March till December, he's already touching his 100K.
That's crazy. And you're doing all this in English? Just curious.
Y- Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we
Oh,
speak native language during the session, sometimes, but depends who's on the call.
so all right. So dang, this is amazing, bro. So all right. So you're doing all this, and then you get to the point where you want to invest in Armin's to be
Yeah.
able to take the offer more. So it's going to be like 40 or 50K Canadian. So what happens from there?
So what happened once I invested again, I didn't let my wife know that I did this big investment. I just told her like couple of, I think I told her like, yeah, I put that $2,000 down only. And in the process, I'll make money. I just told her stories. And once I jump on a one-on-one battle plan call with him, he helped me. He's like, don't charge 3K. Let's change this program to 7.5K offer. It's going to be 6 months, same duration. And you're going to be introducing a new elite program, which will be one-on-one, and for 1 year it's gonna be 25K. I said, bro, my audience is in India. I wanna charge this, but 25K is like it will
Like, you know how much non bread we can buy with 25K, bro?
same. I was like, my first line was, who will buy this offer, bro? Like you are creating, I'm understanding the value, and but how will they be able to manage it? Like 25K in India is like multiply by 80. I don't know how
What
much millions it will become 2 million, I think.
what is the currency there? What's
So
it called?
right now it's 81 or 82. $1
What's
become
it called?
82 rupees. Huh?
What's it called? Rubies?
Yeah, Indian rupees.
RUP? Oh, I see
Yeah.
it. I see it. I see it.
Yeah. So
25K. Yeah, it's like 389 million 270. Yes, it's crazy.
so think about this money, and he is like, you will have some people in your audience that will buy this offer. All you have to do is, he gave me this thing concept like 3% of audience is already there in your profile. You just have to find it. You just have to present your offer to those people. 97% of audience won't buy. I said,
Yeah.
okay, let me believe on this concept. Let me see, let me absorb it. That 3% people will buy. Who's like, Sahil, if you have to sell this offer, who's the first person you think he will buy this offer? He or she will buy this offer. I was like, no idea, bro. I don't know who will buy this kind of offer. It's really insane.
Is this,
25K
let me ask you this question. Was this before or after you paid him the money?
after I paid him.
So all right, so you're paying the money with full belief, like he'll figure out how to create this offer for me.
Yeah,
Okay, cool, cool,
exactly.
cool.
Yeah. I
All
wanted
right.
to break that. I was like, I didn't know how to create 25K offer. So I wanted someone help who has already done it. And I just modeled the exact same thing. That's the reason I invested in him. If I could have tried myself, it could have taken me maybe 2 or 3 more years to try to find out how to build a 25K offer. So
So
we
you're
did
like,
it together.
I don't know exactly who would buy who I would go to first.
Exactly. Who I will go to first. That night, we finished a battle plan con session, and after that, right after that, it was my coaching session. So I finished it off. Even during my whole coaching session, I was looking at people. Well, he will buy it. She will buy it. My 25K offer. That's what I was in my mind. I was running because right after his battle plan, my coaching session was there. So I was like, who can buy on this screen? Let me see. And every time I was looking at people, no, 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 no. I was like, nobody will buy. What should I do now? I was like, let it go. I'll went to sleep. Next morning, I woke up, same thing running in my mind. How can I sell this 25? Who can I sell this 25K offer? I took my whiteboard, started writing everything, like all my best case studies, my best students, and all that who have made it. And two names I got in my mind. I was like, no, sorry, one name. I said, one name is coming in my mind. The guy who had made our biggest success story. So let's reach out to him and let's see. Maybe he wanted to scale more using my one on one help. Send him a message. I said, bro, I'm coming up with a new offer, looking for only 3 people who can get this offer. And our goal is going to be this much for this. Let me know if you're interested. And he sent me a message. He's like, Salbhai, tell me more about it. I said, okay, it's not a no. So he wanted to know more. No, I didn't tell the price point at that time. So he's like, okay, at least I got some interest. So so he said, let me know more about it. I said, let's hop on a Zoom and let's talk about it. We went on a Zoom. I gave him the offer, the price. I told him everything. He's like, okay, give me a day. Let me think about it. I might come. I said, okay, that's interesting. So gave the offer that day. Next day I followed up. I was like, what's up, bro? How's it? What's the update after that? He didn't reply. He ghosted me. And I'm like, what's wrong? 2 days after, I said, question mark. Are you there, bro? Ghosted me. And I'm like, bro, let's cut the chase, and something is running in your mind or something. He got it something in a wrong way. He started thinking might be that Silas just want to recover his investment. That's why he wanted to pitch me this offer. He wanted to recover now his $40,000. Wanted to sell me 25K offer. I'm like, bro, what I'm planning also is I wanted to build a more bigger case study so that I can help you make this kind of money. Yeah, in return, I will make money as well. So that whole confusion, miscommunication happened. He started ghosting me, and after 3 or 4 days, again, I was like, "Bro, are we doing this, or we just I just find someone else?" He texted
Bro,
me,
let me know what you think about this really quick.
yeah, yeah,
Whenever I'm talking to someone now, I don't, and maybe you could tell me if this is stupid or not, but I just tell them on the call, like, that's great that you need to think about it, but like, would just really appreciate a yes or a no. Like, I don't
yeah.
like this whole, like, there's nothing to really think about. Like, are we going to do it or not? Like, I don't want to have to
I know.
follow up with you and you ghost me. Like, bro, like, are we doing it or not? But
So,
I totally get you, bro.
so I also do similar, but I use words like, yeah, tell me what's running in your mind, because alone, if you start thinking, you will make different stories. You will maybe not get the answers to the question that you are thinking in your mind. And I know my offer. I'm the person who can help you. So let's talk about it. Let's keep the
Yeah,
price point away. What's running in your mind right now? And once they tell, now there are two different things again on the call. So one is what mind is saying, one what is gut is saying. I
yeah,
talk about like, tell me first what's running in the mind, and tell me now what's your gut is saying. That helped me to crack so many, like, break the ice sometimes. What's their gut feeling saying? I'm like, are you worried about, like, you cannot, the only worry people have is like they won't lose the money that they're investing. That is the only thing. The only the risk is the only part that stops people to take action. And
right.
I try to now break down the objections, like how can I take the risk away, how can I give them insane guarantee, etc., etc., with that.
All right. So the
So
guy is, so he finally gets, what happens?
so what happens is, uh so where was I?
So
Yeah,
he said
I
like
asked him.
he is like, all right, I'm thinking that you're just trying to get your money back,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah. So after 3 or 4 days, I asked him this last message. I was like, "Are we doing this, bro, or should I move to the next person?" He's like, "Yeah, you can find someone else." I was like, "Man, it's gone now." It
Gotta
hurted
start over.
me, huh?
He was like, I gotta start all the way over, like find someone
Exactly.
else.
That's what I felt. I said, like, I wasted my 3 4 days, and I was like, sometimes typing a message to Armin, even like, I'm about to close this deal, etc., etc., running in the mind. But then he, at the last moment, he's like, "You can find someone else."
Yeah.
Like, and I said, any particular reason, bro? He said, I want to gift a house to my family in India. I want to do something for them. And if I invest money over here, I would be losing all that opportunity. My house will not be like, the money will goes to you actually, where I want to invest over here. I understand the situation. I said, okay, let's come on another call. We went on a call. I said, what's the exact deal? Where the house situation is? How much money you need over there so that I can guide you? At this point, I started feeling now I should not do it actually, because he needs the money for his house. And I had a kind of similar story where I wanted to get a house for my parents over here, but so I jumped on a call and I saw
And
him.
I was telling you to invest, and you're like, nah, bro, I need to, not in me, but in general. And you're like, nah, I need this house. So like you probably knew where he was coming from.
Yeah, exactly. I knew the situation, and I'm like, we did a math, and I said like, okay, this month you want to send this much money to India. This month we're gonna do this, and I said, what if I expedite? I just said this line. What if I expedite the whole process? I said. He said, how will it work? I said, so you gave me this math, this number, month, and all. What if I come into your business one on one? I'll spend some more time with you, and I'll help you to break. I said, we'll do a launch. His, I think, birthday or something was coming. I said, we'll do a launch because I had already done it. I said, we can exactly model it. I said, what's the number you gonna be doing if you don't do it, if you do it without my support? He said, I will be aiming for 10 to 20K from that launch. I said, okay, what if I can come into the play and I can make it 30 to 50K a launch? And he was like kind of stop at that point. He's like, "Are you sure, Sahil, but it will happen?" I said, "If I come into it, I'll put all my energy and all that stuff. For me also, it will be, I've proved on myself, it will be a proof on a testimonial now. Like, I'm gonna be making you a testimonial. If you want in, I'm all in." That thing I think hit him, and he's like, "How can we break the 25K into the payments?" I said, "Okay, let's break it down." So I, funny enough, I texted Armin right away. I was like, "How can we break this 25K? We didn't talk about it. How can we break this 25K into payment?" He sent me a message. I took a screenshot. I was like, "This is how we're gonna break it out," because I didn't have the answer how to even break 25K. How much should I charge? More on interest and all that stuff. So I got the answer on the call itself. I told him this is gonna be this much, and that that even didn't close the deal. I would say he said, "Yeah, we will make it happen." I said, "Cool." Next day again, I followed up like, "What's up, bro? Are we doing this again? What's
Bro,
happening?"
I hate this process. I don't play this
It was
game anymore. Maybe that's
crazy.
wrong. Maybe that's wrong for me, but it's just like,
It's
bro, we doing it or not?
Yeah, exactly. Follow up is something which was not even my cup of tea. I was literally feeling like it's being salesy, man. I can't do follow up
Yeah.
like this. I was literally like this. But some lessons I got in my journey, I'll tell you. What happened after 1 or 2 days, again, he didn't make the payment, and I was at gym. He texted me, he sent me a voice note, and I sent him a final voice note. I said, "Bro, let's do this thing. If you want to do this, you don't, first payment was 10K." So I said, instead of 10K, send me $5,000. And I'm saying, send me 5,000. I'm not going to be accepting that money. So it was like bank transfer. You have to need a password to accept that money. I'm not going to be accepting that money until I'll help you to make your that $5,000 back. I'll help you to set up the whole launch, etc., etc., and will accept the money only after that. Will that sound like a plan now? So I took all the risk on me. I was like, because I had the confidence that I can help this guy to make that. He said, "I'm sending you 5,000 within 5 minutes." I was like, cool. 5,000 was in, not in my bank account again. It was sitting in my email as a notification only.
Yeah.
Like, I promised him, now I couldn't accept it. Cool. We did a whole plan, etc. It took us 7 to 8 days to plan everything, to do everything. I went and all in to help him like crazy, and he and same thing. Helped him create his elite offer on the back end before his public launch, and sell his $10,000 offer first time. So he made money before I accepted his money. He closed the
Ah,
deal.
yeah.
So he closed the deal 10K. Now I was like, "Is it okay to accept that money?" He said, "Go for it." So that's the whole story. That went, and that launch, we did $43,000 with that launch. Now I felt like glad I followed up. Now it's feeling like I can easily afford the house I can pay off. Like, before actual program started, just with one-on-one help, he made 43K at that month. I felt like glad I didn't quit on this person, glad I followed up. These lessons sometimes I got. My personality was not kind of that. It becomes salesy, pushy, all that.
Yeah, my
But
personality, I think for me is I'm just like a really like a what all right, what's the offer? And am I gonna do if you're like, bro, you want to do it or not? Like, I think that's a response not responsible, but a reasonable ask of someone. And so for me, in all decisions I make, it's like, let's do it or let's not do it. And I feel like 99% of the time, those people that we have to keep following up with drop the price, they get into the program and they're still like that. Okay, here's the
yeah,
plan. Let's go do it. And they're like, let me go think about it. And it's like, bro, if you got to think about it, we're not going to make the money that you want to make. And so then it ends up just being frustrating this whole time. But
yeah,
then every now and then you do have like these crazy successes. So like I said, I don't know, maybe there are people that I miss out on, but like I think if I had a team doing it, it would be different. But now I'm more of
yeah.
like a yo, we're gonna do it or
Only
not.
the big lesson I got here is like, if you know you have something which can transform other people's life, don't feel shy to. Don't keep it to yourself only. That's the only conclusion I conclude after that. If I know my program can change someone's life, why would I just keep it to myself? Why wouldn't I let them make the decision, right decision? For and return, you need their action as well. You can't just take all it on your, just on your side. You need their implementation, their actions as well. It works both ways. But
I
I
think that
don't know. quit,
I think
follow
that
up.
makes sense, but it's also like it's like I know it can change your life, and I'm offering it to you, but like you have to take it though.
I know some people are like, help me make some money, then I will pay you. That doesn't work
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
it's just I think it just is like person to person, and I think I'll kind of tell you what I learned over the past like year or two, and this is just my personal experience. Is like if you're optimizing your business to make the most amount of money, you should definitely follow up with everyone as much as you can because you never know if that person is going to change their mind. You can make their money, and some of those people are going to become amazing successes.
So true.
Um, but a lot of the people that I talk to, and myself included, that were doing that are also super stressed out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you want to optimize your life for your mental health, maybe, just maybe, it's better to make a little bit less money, but you work with only the people or most of the people that are already serious. Everyone else, all right, bro, you don't want to work with me. I'm gonna go find someone else. I'm gonna help him make 40K, and then you can text me back when I'm at the gym, and then we can work. And then, and if not, you can watch my YouTube videos, you can watch my Instagram videos. But I don't know, bro. Like that is one of my biggest my pet peeves is like having to like, bro, are we gonna do this? Then you see my message, you don't respond. Like that first time they don't reply, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm glad my wife helps me with a lot of the like customer support. And I'm like, delete their number, and she's like, nah, no, I'm tired of it, bro. I get sick of it, bro. I know it might not be
Oh
the
man.
best strategy, but like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know,
You
like
gotta be.
the people
You
that
got,
we're working with now are like they're all in, and
uh,
I just have like experience of people where it's like, oh, okay, let's break it down to like 1,000 for this month, and then the next month I'll pay more, and then it's like they get in there, and then it's like,
yeah.
oh, I was busy with this and busy with that, and like they have all these weird excuses, and I'm just like, I think it's just a personality. I try not to make it like an emotional thing, bro, but
Yeah. No,
maybe
I understand that part. Yeah, it took me a while to get this. I was hearing from people like money's in follow up, money's in follow up. I was like, I know, but I can't do it. I'm not fitting into it. I can't do it. But again, with the time, with all the success stories, when I do these kind of things and they become success stories, I'm like, now I can't step back. I have to do follow up with these people in order to change their life. And I go with this concept as well. Money is like I'm making one time. These people are going to be making lifetime.
yeah,
This is the
yeah.
biggest thing. This is the biggest epiphany I got. I paid $10,000 to that coach in November 2020, one time only. And I'm consistently making, I have never seen, with God's grace, any month less than 10K since November 2020. Minimum. I set up a standard at that time. Like, I'm not going to be happy with our, we won't going to be doing, we won't going to be proceeding to other things unless or until we will just make $10,000. And I try to make that money in first 10 days, or it changes based on our goals, every month goal. But it gave me like epiphany now. Yeah, I paid him one time. Same with Armin. I paid him one time 40K, and I closed 225K offers after that. And now my group coaching price is 10K, $9,700. We had our biggest 100K month in July after first month of investing. Same thing repeat happened. So first 10K when I invested, I made in 6 weeks back. This time I made in 1 month back, and double of it, like make 100K month at that time, because I sold 225K offers and 7.5K offers I sold. And with the recent challenge that we did, we had 100K week at that time. So again, I think like I paid Armin one time only, but I'm started normalizing, and now my goal is to hit 100K every month consistently. How can we plan it that? Most people don't understand this thing. Any time you are paying to a coach or a service provider, anyone, you are paying it one time. They're gonna be
Right,
changing your life. Like they're gonna be changing your whole life for the whole months or years to come.
yeah.
Think about this.
I paid 10K to Dan in May, and then by the end of the year, I had done over 100K. So I'm like,
See,
and then
10
like
times.
you continue to make that year after year after year after year. That's why I think people have to think. I'm like, bro, no disrespect, but like this money that you're about to give me, I appreciate it, and I'm glad that God has given me the opportunity to make it, but it's gonna be gone. Like
Yeah,
that 3K, 7K, 3, 4 months or a year is gone.
true,
But like to help you go from whatever it is you're doing now, like you get to have that benefit for the rest of your life, the skill, the knowledge, the money, all that type of stuff. It's like
so true. Some people understand, some people don't. People who
no,
understand, they get it early. They become they become like us. They become success stories of other people.
Yeah, man. So like what have your parents said of like you're going from, 200 bucks a month in India and your mom invests to get you go to Canada and now you've had 100K a month.
They are humble enough for that. Even sometimes I remember when I had my first 100K month, I showed it to my dad. I was like, "This is the month we hit." I showed him one of my Facebook posts, and he's like, "Is this money only on the screen, or is it gonna come into your bank account as well?" I'm like, "No, no, it will come to my bank account as well. It's not just on computer screen. It's not that kind of money only." He was not believing it. Like making 100K is like shocking for him.
In a year is even hard to believe
Even,
for a lot of people. So in
oh
a
man,
month is
yeah, exactly, exactly. For him, is not believable. Uh, I share most of these numbers and almost to my dad rather than mom. Mom is like sometimes, okay, do good, do more good, so good, and
I
she's
feel like
also
that's I feel like that's like like the Indian people that I know, or maybe even like people that are not from America or Canada. It's like their mom is like, it's not really the money. Like they want to know that you're good, that you're
yes,
doing good. Like that's fine, but how are you though? Are you good? You're happy? Are you
exactly.
married? How are you eating? Did you eat dinner today?
It's very
You're like,
common,
did you
exactly.
hear me? I made 100K this month. No, no, no. That's good. I'm proud. But
She
like,
literally ignores that sometimes. I had to say it 2 or 3 times, "Mom, I'm saying this thing." She just goes on another talk.
he's like, but did you eat dinner though? You're like, no, I
Exactly.
ate dinner, but did you hear what I said? That's so
Oh
funny,
man.
bro. Man, bro, so that's awesome. So basically, the two offers that you have now are one where it's like elite and then group coaching, and they're
Mhm.
helping other people kind of set that up as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we have two, as I said, two different types of audiences: coaches, consultant, and freelancer and agency owners as well. Basically, my expertise is like now more on the client acquisition part, how to create high ticket offers instead of charging 300, $500 or $1,000. How you can make it 3,000, $5,000 offers, because that's what I learned in my whole process while I was growing my business. So helping them to build premium value offers. Uh, and how to find those high ticket clients, exactly the same process I used organically, again without any paying ads. And then I'm now making it better in them because I learned some lessons on sales and closing follow-ups and all that. I'm trying to break their limitations because my audience, as in India, they have limited mindset. I have crossed that thing now. From making $200 to coming here, I have walked that whole journey. Now I'm just literally holding their hand and walking them through the entire process, because in their mind, again, when they say $1,000, it's a lot of money, and they feel hesitated to say that to their clients. And I'm just breaking their belief, the patterns that they already have from their childhood. I had the similar pattern, but I broke because of different scenarios, situations, or events happened in my life. So now I'm helping, being a savior for those people. Is like, come here, come to the next step, next step, next step. I'm taking those people, so helping them come out of that limited mindset so that they can charge high ticket, they can build their high ticket program. They have the confidence to charge 3K, 5K, and all over that. So that's what I'm helping through my coaching program.
Let me ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
Out of kind of my own curiosity, but just because I don't know who's listening to this, and this is something that I hear
Are we
people
streaming
say.
this live anywhere right now, or is
No,
it? No. Okay.
no. So, most of the people that you're coaching, what are they teaching people to do?
So some are service provider, they are providing services. Some are funnel builders, some are copywriters, some are SEO experts, some are even video expert. Like you are helping people. Like, I really liked your offer, like how you help the brand increase their presence, or whole thing, the authority level, using the viral reels and all that you do. So even same concept, some video editors are there in my program, so I help them to build their, when they say, for a video editing, Sahil, I can only charge $300, $500. I said, like, because you are thinking about only video editing, you're not thinking about the outcome of that, the end result you can bring for
Yeah.
someone. So all I'm shifting it from there to this mindset, where you, if you can help someone to make, let's say, $10,000, you can easily charge 1K for that. And if you can help them to make 30,000, you can charge 3K for that, right? And when you're working with the people with your video editing services, why not work with people who are already making good money, and help them to just
Yeah,
scale
I
more?
think it's that mindset shift is different, bro. Like I have two types of people that are. It's funny enough, bro. I get a lot of people from India
Mhm.
and the Philippines hitting me up because like they're video editors and like they think I have like an agency where I'm hiring a lot of people, but we don't. But anyways, a lot of them are like, "Yo, D, like I see your stuff. I want to start making money, but I'm a video editor. I can only charge like $300 a month or whatever it is." And I'm like, "Bro, I have clients that pay me $2,000 a month just to look at what their editor is making, just to give my creative eye of approval. Like I'm making more than you're. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just literally looking at the videos. But I'm like, it's because of like what like again like the way that you're framing it, right? Like you're saving them a lot of time. If you're helping them get a
Yeah,
lot of views, like if like there's so many ways. But like you said, if you're just thinking of it like editing videos, they're like, oh, I'm just paying you to edit a video,
yeah,
and they start comparing you to all these other. They're like, oh, I could go get it for this much or that much. So
true.
and I think that's the same with even our coaching programs. When I first started, I was like, "Dan, bro, like no one's gonna pay me $2,000, bro. Like this doesn't make sense." And now it's like even like I like as me and you were making money, we see people making, man, this person is making $10,000 a month was like insane. I was like, "There's no way that's ever possible." And then you
Yeah,
see people doing like 50, 100, millions, and I'm like, "Bro, a month like that's just ridiculous." So it's amazing to see, bro.
exactly. It's just a mindset shift that they need. So that's the first type of audience. And then now we have some coaches as well. So people, just like I build up my coaching program, I'm just helping them to build their coaching program as well, so that they can help, they can impact more. What major, like I, as I started from 297, 397, 997, like it took so many steps. I'm helping them to save their time so that they don't need to start with 297, 397. They can have their first 2.5K offer, beta launch, and all that, so that at least the mistake, the things that it took me a long time to understand to grab this, they don't need to waste time. So because they are paying me, so I help them to save their time.
You ever think of doing like a in person type event in India?
In India, yeah, I will once I'll be planning for India. I have this thing in mind. I'm gonna be doing some in-person event. Even in here, I was talking to one of my student here who's also an influencer kind of here, and I talked to him yesterday. I was like, let's do some New Year kind of a get together meetup or something. We can bring 3 or 4 YouTubers or something from local Canada, from our city, and then we can do a. That's what the next. I think my goal is becoming now, kind of doing more physical events.
Yeah, I want to do that too. It's so cool, man. It's just like even for me as I've been traveling, I don't really like for you how you have like a program where you might get people from other countries. Like most of the people we work with are from America or maybe like
Uh-huh.
England or something like that. But to just be able to talk to people in person as I'm going to these other countries, like people are like, bro, if I could just make $500 with my service, which is like not to talk down on it, like that might be a lot of money for them. But I'm like, bro, you realize that there's people out here that are like, if you had a different mindset, you could easily be making like 3, 4 grand. Like it's like, and even that's not that much, but that's 10 times as much as what you're thinking about doing.
Yeah,
And again, like I was just talking to someone earlier today, and they're like, I'm having issues with these people because like I'm charging them for my group thing, but they're not taking it seriously. They don't go through the work. And it's like they're charging them like $100. I'm sure you had the same issue, or it's like they don't take it as serious. And then they're like, but that's all people will pay. Like they're not gonna pay $1,000 for what I do. And I'm like, okay, this is my favorite thing to do. I'm like, all right, what's your Instagram? I'm gonna send you like 10 different people I know that have a similar offer as you that are charging like 10 times as much. Like they have the same niche. Like there's people out there that are doing this. So it's just like it's so cool to like change other people's mindset in different countries. So it's cool, like you're doing that in a country that you're like from and that you like
yeah,
went from doing that. It's like completely changing their bro, their not just their life, but their family too. Like the everything
yeah,
around
man.
them is so different, bro.
Generations will gonna change. Somebody changed my, and now I'm just passing the same thing to others, and in the process, you make money.
Yo, so how can people connect with you, bro?
Sure. So right now, all my official handles are coming up with my name, Sahil Sehgal Official. Even my Instagram is that, YouTube channel is that, and my Facebook. Again, Dean, you can put the link out there. And I'm building up my own website as well. It's kind of the funnel. I mean, it's almost done. So by the time, I don't know when this episode will get published, you can go to also www.sahilsegalofficial.com, and you will find we have a podcast show, you can get details. We do challenges, so there's going to be a waiting list for that challenge, you can go that. And for the weekly newsletter that we send out, all that you can subscribe
Bro, can you got to spell out the name for the Americans that are listening?
to. Sure. It's Sahil, Sahil, and then Sehgal, Sehgal, and then official.
How do you pronounce it? Etch?
H. What do you say?
Etch.
H?
Yeah, H, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I tried to say H and then it doesn't sounds like H. It sounds something else. So I
It's like, what did
I
you say?
avoid
What did
that.
you say? Arrest this guy. Arrest him. Where are you from?
Oh man.
Man, yo, I appreciate you, bro. It's been cool. Like, I know we don't always like, man, we get busy like for like 6 months at a time and then we connect, but it's
Yeah.
just dope to see like I think of not even you, but I think of like all the other people that I connected with, maybe you connected with in one funnel away. That's like they put in like 2 months of effort and just like gave up. Like a lot of these people are like, bro, you're making
Right.
money, and it's like I could never get. I'm like, bro, one funnel away is great, but it was like what $100 or something like that. I'm like, dude, like you want to you see Sahil making 100K in a month, and you're like, oh, I wish I could do that, but bro, like he also invested the 10K, the 40K, like put in the time, and so I just
Exactly.
it's like I know these people are smart, and it just blows my mind. I'm like, bro, like there's a lot of people that gave up, so it's cool to see. Like I remember even like during that first 2020, pretty much almost all of 2020, when you're like, bro, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? And I kept trying to get you into dance, and I'm
I
like, bro,
remember.
get in this, get in here, bro. So it's so dope to see like what you're doing now, bro, and like where you came from, bro. It's just cool to see.
Yeah, but glad I remain connected with you. That's the important thing. Maybe I couldn't have seen this big picture when you invested, as I said. I wouldn't maybe have this courage, or maybe it would have taken me more than the time. So you invested in May, I invested in November. Within 5 or 6 months, I was able to do it just because, as I said, of the belief or because of somebody else doing it. Why can't I?
Bro, you're from India. I'm from Indiana. So yo, the connection is there, bro. It's an extra A. It's just an extra A. That's it.
Actually,
Whenever I'm
love it, man.
traveling, I'm like Indiana, and they're like India. I'm like
I
Indiana,
know someone from India.
bro. Like I'm pretty sure that I don't look Indian. You know what I mean? I'm like
No, you don't.
be taller than most people I know from there. I'm like, and I feel
You
really
need to grow
low.
your hair a little bit more, then only you will look Indian. You need to have my like puff like this.
And like and not be like 6'3".
Yeah, yeah, not be sexy. That's not normal. That's extraordinary.
That's crazy, bro. Nah, I think if you do something in person and we can link up, bro, that'd be dope. That's my
Absolutely.
plan. I keep
Yeah, are you coming
talking
to
about,
FHL?
huh?
Are you coming to FHL next year?
What's that? To what?
Funnel hacking live?
Oh, funnel hacking live. I don't know, bro.
Come, bro.
I have like this love hate relationship with the US now, bro. I'm just like, I start traveling and I'm like, do I want to go back? But I definitely see the value, not of like, oh, I'm gonna go to funnel hating, funnel hacking live,
Funnel hating live.
funnel hacking live, not just to be taught something, but I definitely see the value of like connecting with people in person and
It
what those
makes a huge
relationships
difference.
do.
Yeah.
So I think I might, bro. And it's in Orlando where my family is. Like that's where I was living.
Come,
So
bro.
it makes it easier. So I think so. It's in November, right?
Yeah, no, in September.
September. It
Yeah,
just
plan
depends
it.
on like one, but probably.
Awesome.
It'd be cool. I think for me, like what I did, and maybe this will help somebody as we close this out, is like, when me and you were first going through that journey, we were at the point where we were doing 20K, 30K like a month, right? And then for me, what happened was I got tired of like the niche that I was working with. We were primarily
Yeah.
working with pastors, and I'm like, not to go down a rabbit hole, but I'm like the people I'm normally talking with are entrepreneurs, and I'm traveling. I literally never see my niche, and they're so much older than me that it's like I'm never really having conversations with them, and it just wasn't really like aligning with what I wanted to do. So then from there, I had paid some coaches, and the advice that I got in my looking back was like just not good. It was like pointing me in the totally different direction of like you're helping
Mhm.
people only make money, and now to come find out, it's not about yes, they can make money, but that's like not the main point of the offer. Like the main thing we're
Yeah.
helping them do is not have to edit all of their stuff and to put in, a virtual content assistant that can do that for them. It took me a while. But anyways, what I was saying was like it took us we were like, let's take a step back and like build this the right way, like to where we're not stressing ourselves out. Like I even saw Bastion. I'm pretty sure you know Bastion.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like he did a post. I don't know if it's today or yesterday, where he's like, "Bro, I was felt like I was gonna quit because I was stuck at 500K a month." I'm like, "Bro, like you wanted to quit at 500K," and I get what he means as far as like when you're stuck, you're stuck. But I'm also like, bro, we gotta like we can't get too far out of reality. Like
yeah,
I hope you never get to the day where you are so stressed that you forget that at one point in time you were making $200 like a month. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And I
yeah, yeah,
think a lot of times like there's a lot of people online, they start making money and we forget that. That doesn't mean to like be content at staying at $200 a month, but I
yeah,
think a lot of it is just like make more money, scale your business, make more money, scale your business. There's a lot of people that are walking around stressed, depressed, they don't have a good family, they don't have a good marriage, they don't have like any of these things, but they have some money in their bank account. So
yeah,
for me over the past year, that's what it has been. It's like, man, let's really work on our offer. Let's get our mental health right. Let's travel and let's get our expenses to a point to where we can do
yeah.
that. I don't have. I can live pretty much. I can live, and it's me, my wife, and our daughter on like 2, 3 grand like a month. So,
Uh,
and our offer is more than that. So I'm like, one sale, bro, I'm good. You
Once
know what I
I'm
mean? I
done.
don't
Yeah,
try to
yeah,
stay content at that, but I really want to do it in a way that's like healthy instead of
yeah.
a crazy way. You know?
You said it right, man. Same question I asked. So I was a part of the program where the president of Think and Grow Rich is taking calls and that weekly calls. So I asked the same question. I was like, my mindset is not to have a 7-10 employees working for me or have an office or something like that. I don't have a dream of right now making 400-500k a month or something. I'm happy with making between 50 to 100k or consistently 100k a month. So is it a good thing to have a like this kind of personality or this kind of mindset, or is it drastic? And he answered me in a right way. He said that you are good until unless you have that peace of mind. That's it. That's what matters about. Doesn't matter
Yeah,
you're making 50k,
yeah.
30k, you're
It's
making
just like, what's
100k.
the point of the money is to get the peace of mind. So if you
Exactly.
have the peace of mind, why
He
stress
said,
yourself out to go buy the peace of mind?
exactly. He said that same thing. I was like, hit me hard. I was like, okay, I'm happy with this, and it's not a wrong mindset to have. I don't want to grow like crazy. I don't want to have, as I said, big build teams and I'm managing them, and all my day is just going to manage these people. I'm happy with my two helping hands, one appointment setter, and my Instagram person who handles that, and that's me. And three people we are running that. I'm happy with that. But I was having this mind like whether I'm thinking wrong or is it right. And his answer proved me like I'm at right track. I don't need to run after the big numbers. If I have the peace of mind at this number, that's
Yeah,
what
bro.
matters.
Bro, do me a favor and talk about that more too, please, because like I think like everyone makes it seem like we all have to have the same goal. I think it's also important to overcome the objection. So maybe you're looking at having a team the wrong way. Like that's possible. We think like, oh, I don't want to have a team because I need da 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 da. Da. But I think also it's like, what do you need to be happy? If you're in India and your goal is to buy a house and to just be able to go on a vacation with your wife once a year, and that costs you 10 grand, why are you risking your mental health to make 100K every single month when you don't even need that? Now you're stressing yourself out, hoping that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's crazy, bro. But I appreciate you coming on, bro. Like I'm sure we could talk all day, bro. But you know what I'm saying? I
exactly
appreciate
that.
you coming on. And
So
yeah,
many
bro.
things,
Let's
man. It was a pleasure again. I love this conversation. We're definitely gonna be doing another show.
yeah,
So
bro. Just gonna keep you in here. I want to chat to you just a quick second before you got to run. But for
sure.
everybody else, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all on the next one.